Hey everyone, oh my gosh, it's so cold out. Happy Monday, it's 25 degrees. Welcome to this episode of Let's Fix This Garden. I'm gonna try and do these every Monday, and this video jumps around a little bit. I kind of did it more in like little sections. So every day if I came out and I worked on something, I came out and talked to you about what I was doing. So hopefully this will be an every Monday thing, and I'm gonna try and intersperse more videos throughout the week, but definitely getting back and on track. So happy to be back with you guys, and thank you all so much for the wonderful welcoming comments. I was incredibly touched as I was walking around and doing video and filming little videos of what I was working on and fixing in the garden. I really started to clean up and realize how much I need to organize and get my act together, almost like a blank slate before I can even focus on anything. And I started to think, if I can't see where I am right now, how am I going to see where I'm going? There's a lot of changes I want to make, but there's so much going on in so many different areas and aspects, collections of baskets. I don't need any more baskets. I got lots of baskets and cloches and things. I just need a clear path. I need a clear path and a clear mind. So one of the main things that I did in the vegetable garden area, I went along and I took inventory of my pots. I gathered all my pots together. I gathered all my baskets together. I have a lot of stakes for my dahlias and for my other plants, and I gathered those all together and just kind of wipe the slate clean. Clean start. New season, clean start. So now I can see what I have to work with. I can see what I need or want and don't need for the season. I can see what I have, and now I know what I can work with. Oh my goodness, it's so cold. So I'm just looking over here. I had some asparagus coming up, which is really exciting. I just planted those plants last year, but I have overturned pots on them right now because I just don't want to lose them, and it's gotten so frigidly cold. Anyway, happy Monday. Let's get into it. So it is the next day now, and I am so happy that I took those little legs off of the trellis, but let me tell you, it was not easy. I had on long sleeves and, gloves, the whole deal. Oh, there's some cardinals, hold on. And you can hear the woodpecker in the background. Hear that? Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so I am really, really, really happy with the new view here. New view. Not much has changed, but it was very difficult to move this rose down because, as you can imagine and as you can see, the canes were very heavily intertwined and latched on there. So I did have to make some cuts. It'll grow back. Full disclosure, I have far too many roses planted here. Truthfully, I do not know what I was thinking in this case, but I have three climbing roses at the base of this trellis. It is overkill. It could have one. One would be fine. Two, if you planted one on this side and one on the other, could go off in opposing directions, but three, oh no, 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 no.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
That was a snafu on my end. Anyway, I am much happier with it lower to the ground, but I did just go to the supermarket. I went to the supermarket and I picked up a pretty pansy because I couldn't resist. So let's put this pansy where it belongs. Let's do that. Okay. There's those cardinals. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, will this fit in here? A moment of truth. I bought it. No, it's gonna be too big. All right, I'm going to take it out of its pot and plant it in here directly. Bear with me, please. Ta-da! Much better. I am gonna deadhead here because I see these are looking a little tired. So I'm just gonna follow the stem all the way down and pinch it off. I love deadheading. Isn't that weird? I really do. I love picking on plants and grooming them. So I love pansies. Pansies are a contender for my favorite flower. Here's why. look at these. These I planted in October. Can you believe that? And they were not kept in the greenhouse. That's the wonderful thing about pansies. In the fall, usually in September sometime, I'll go out, I'll plant some pansies out in the landscape or in my window boxes, and they bloom all through fall. They go, you know, dormant, and they look pretty shabby over the winter, but you'll be surprised, and I'm in New Jersey, Zone 7A, by the way. I'll even get some buds and some blooms in the winter, which is always welcome. So I'll do that, and then I groom them up like right around now. I came through and I clipped off any of the little dead pieces that I saw, potted them up there, and look how pretty. And now these will last all through until we get to like the sweltering super hot of summer. At that point, I do take them out and I dispose of them. I feel like I got 3 great seasons out of them, and then I start fresh with a new color palette. Now, if I really wanted to, I could take these and baby them over in the shade somewhere, but I just usually don't. That looks so pretty. And then these are all new buds right here that'll open up and fill in. And you can see my daffodils are all filling in. There's a lot of weeds and a lot of stuff going on back here. The wonderful thing about daffodils is they do spread and come back every year. They naturalize here wonderfully. They're one of my absolute favorite flowers. You know what I love? Daffodils, you know, you always think of daffodils, excuse the weeds, we'll address that at a later date. Or we'll fix that later. You know, everybody thinks of the beautiful kind of traditional yellow daffodils, which I totally love, but then you've got ones that are bicolor. They have different bloom times. I have some out front. They haven't opened yet, and when they do, they're very ruffly and beautiful. You can see why I started this. Let's fix this garden, you guys. You can see the drip irrigation. You can see the cords. Oh gosh, that right there is a hole that I'm assuming a squirrel or bunny or something dug under the fence. So, okay. Oh, I know, I'm back already. Remember, I think in the last video I mentioned that I wanted to put the patio umbrella here, which I absolutely love. So here's what I did. It is not finished yet. I'm gonna figure out a better way to secure this, but I took one of the paving stones out and I bought this umbrella holder that has a huge spike on it, but you know, the soil is still soft there, so I'm gonna come in with a little bit of Quikrete and I'm gonna fill that in so that it will stay there, and then when the season is over I could just pop my umbrella out. So that's the plan anyway. And it was really nice here the other day because it does get quite sunny here in the back in the afternoons, so I was sitting out here and enjoying the day. Okay, so I'm going to start to fix this. I put these fan trellises up a few years ago with the idea that I was going to plant clematis on them, and it just doesn't really work well here. Again, they end up getting blocked by, these are Rose of Sharon. These are sugar tip Rose of Sharon. I know some of you guys might cringe and go, ooh, you know, Rose of Sharon, they can be invasive and they can drop the seeds and spread. These are actually a sterile variety. I love them. They are from Proven Winners Color Choice. They have variegated leaves and beautiful ruffly pink blooms with like a kind of deep maroon throat. Very pretty. So I've got 3 of those. I want to build up, as I was saying in my last video, my evergreens in this area. I might do arborvitaes in a row like I have on the back fence. I might do just like a mix and kind of just make it real random and free. I'm not sure yet, but step 1 is taking down the fan trellis because they just don't make sense here with the plans that I have going forward. Hey guys, it's Friday. It's Friday the 25th. Whew. Look at this mess. This is an abomination. It's an embarrassment. I am fixing things. So I have several little Heartthrob Hydrangeas that I got last year. They're from Southern Living. I love them. I'll put a picture of it up right here. My intention was to plant them along the fence here. They get like a cherry red, not like a fire engine bright red. I'll show you a photo. But anyway, they're very tiny and petite plants. I really like them. I want something planted in here where the espalier are. So I'm going to finally get my act together and plant them here. My goal is that I want to, you'll see I spruced this area up. I think I showed you this in the last video where I took the bench out And I really want to spruce this area up and have just like pots and containers and just pretty things, not just a cacophony of projects that are in the middle of happening all the time. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Ooh, you know what I want to show you? We got our door. Hold on. Okay, so bear with me because this is in really rough shape and it's on its side right now. But this is the door I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. It is absolutely gorgeous. We will be refinishing it, painting it, and that is going to be the new door of the garage, which I can't wait to call a shed officially. Now I'm thinking about making it a Dutch door, and then we'll go ahead and separate these two pieces and hinge them out separately so that the top panel will open independently. I think it'll look really, really good. This is a big, heavy door. You can see it needs some work, but I'm here for it, and I'm very excited. So I just wanted to show you that. So I want to plant all these hydrangeas. You can see I have a lot of various ivy. There's some perennial vinca vines and some ivy that creeps in from the other side of the fence. When we had a wood fence, this was particularly a problem because the ivy and the vines would cling to the wood. So it's much less of an issue for me now that I have the vinyl, because the, you know, how ivy has the little feelers that grabs on to wood, it doesn't really do that to the vinyl. So I just really come along and I kind of just maintain and clip it with a hand pruner. You can see some little pieces popping through here. So I'm gonna rake up this area and I'm gonna plant out these hydrangeas, and then I will show you what it looks like. Hey guys, it's Saturday. I love taking you along with what I'm doing like this. It's so much fun for me, and it makes it easier for me to come on here, honestly, because then I'm kind of doing things in little sections. But I wanted to show you the hellebores right now. Look how beautiful they are. I really love all of them, even the ones that are kind of facing down, the older varieties, because you kind of have to get up close to really look at them and appreciate them. So I love that. And then this is an Ivory Prince, which is a newer one, and the newer varieties tend to be less shy and stand up more straight. But look at those. They're so pretty. Okay, so I'm fixing the garden, so I'm going to fix this area. Several years ago, I planted these hyacinths here before the hellebores were even in here. There's my dog barking. So I'm going to pop them out and move them somewhere else because they don't make sense here. I really reserve this area for the hellebores, and I do have some hostas that'll fill in when these start to bloom out and fizzle out a bit. So I'm going to pop those out and I'm going to move them somewhere else. Okay, so an update on this area. I planted all the hydrangeas along the fence here, and I think it'll be great. And I'll add in probably maybe some tall spiky flowers, maybe some salvia. I've really never planted up this area. I've always had just pots here, and I can even incorporate some little pots and things too. These are very petite and don't get large at all, and I think it'll be really nice to have some color here along the fence with the apple trees. I've got drip line and stuff all over the place. I did repot my fig. That's Little Miss Figgy, and I've had her for a few years. I think I told you about her the other day. I was repotting it. But I love it in that container so much more. I love this pot, well, basket, I should say. That's from Lowe's, and I put a nursery pot inside of that. So, yeah, things are really coming together. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And then there's little buds breaking out here on the apple tree. Oh, it's so exciting. So exciting. It's a beautiful day today. I think I told you guys I planted a bunch of tulips and hyacinths that were like desiccated looking bulbs, and you guys, they're coming up. I am so excited. I waited very, very long, and as you can see, you know, they were still pretty decent. My rhubarb's looking great. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this video. This is kind of like the way it goes out here. I come out to do one little thing, and then I do a bunch of other little things, and then some more little things, but that's how we get stuff done. All right, I'll be back. This is temporary. I have just planted up this strawberry pot with some strawberries that I got from Burpee this year, and immediately the top you'll see is empty. A squirrel came along within, oh gosh, 10 minutes and just threw them on the ground. So I have this kind of temporarily sitting here. That's not its final destination, but it is what it is for now. I did clean up quite a bit and trying to figure out where things are going to go permanently. My poor little terracotta pot, you guys. I've had this pot for, I don't know, 15 years. It is one of my favorite pots, and I love it. It's got a May night salvia in it that has been here in this pot for all those 15 years. Just this one salvia, and it comes back like a champ every year. And I just did add some more potting mix because the soil was really receded. And yeah, that's just one of those things. Do you guys have any things in your garden that you feel like, that's my plant and I have to have that and see that every year? So that's my one thing. I have ripped out all things that aren't doing well. I have a little fountain here that I might give to my mom and dad. I haven't used that in quite a while. So surprise, mom and dad, you might have a little bubbler for your patio if you're watching this. Really just kind of see how I'm grouping things together to see what I have, just really taking inventory of what I have. And it's really going to help me to assess where things are going and what do I need, what don't I need, what can I donate, what could I sell on Facebook Marketplace. So there's a lot of that going on. And I showed you the door before, so I'm super excited about that. We'll have that beautiful door there with the diamond shaped windows. I think it'll look so cottagey and cute. Maybe a couple little windows on either side with window boxes. So I'm really excited about that. Ooh, it's cold. I actually brought some of my plants into the greenhouse that I had on the table here because it was just too much for this cold, and I'm nervous that things are gonna drop dead on me. I just planted a little, it'll get to be 5 feet tall, a lilac. I don't know if this is going to be its permanent spot, but I felt so bad, and I saw a bloom, it's a white one, trying to form there, and I thought, well, let me get this in the ground, and maybe it'll be its final home. Maybe not, but I at least don't want to look at it in the poor nursery container anymore. That's another thing. Look at this. See that collection of pots? Yeah, I'm like going through my plant stash and my plant collection because I just want to plant the things I have. Sometimes when you see things on clearance and you want to grab them up, of course, and you don't have a spot, I get it, and I'm sure that I'll continue to do that, but I'd love to plant the things that I have. So another change that I made, well, first of all, that's a little plant stand in front of, I didn't have a chance to block it, but there's like a big hole under the fence where bunnies were hopping in and out, so I just put that there as a temporary block. So elegant, I know. But I took the fan trellis off the fence, and it looks much better. Like I said, I wasn't really able to grow the vines on there, and I want to put some more evergreens in this space. So that's your update. My tulips and everything are looking really great, and they're probably going to get snowed on, and that's okay. They should be all right. I don't have any really buds on them. The foliage might suffer a little bit, but the things I'm mostly worried about are things like my clematis. I do think, the tender growth on the clematis plant might get zapped. So things are looking good. Oh, and I have a spiral Alberta spruce, and I think that looks really, really pretty there and fills that space. Okay, that's my fix-it update. These are the things that I have fixed so far. I've got my fountain going, which is a laugh because snow. So I'll be unplugging that and covering it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's super cold and windy, so I expect that these fix-it updates will get better as the season warms up because it's cold. I hope it's warm where you are, but somehow I have my doubts. All right, I will see you guys next time. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I just had to show you guys what a difference a week makes when you dipped into the 20s. It's 28 right now. It is so cold. You can see it's still beautiful, but all the magnolia blooms are now getting a little brown and They're starting to drop. So cold. Oh my goodness gracious. I misspoke in my last video when I said that this was a Jane magnolia. That was not true, and one of my friends on here pointed that out. Thank you so much. I believe this is just a saucer magnolia. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. It's worth the fleeting joy that it gives us to see all this beauty. The clouds are so pretty today. It's a beautiful day, but it's just too cold.